Now the remaining part of the topic is very simple. Okay, it's simply like the audit of items part, how we pick up. So we have first the audit of receipts, where very generalized points have been given. If you want, you can add on a more. Here, audit of receipts basically focuses on the taxation collection. So here the words would be like assessment, allocation, refund, okay, whether it has been properly, accounted for, okay, whether, internal controls are present in it, accounting, recording, whether they have been actually implemented or not. Okay, all of these things, very generalized points are there. Some more points if you can think of, you can add on it. Okay. Audit of receipts includes the following: whether all revenues due to the government, that is all the money coming to the government, have been correctly assessed, because the tax word is there, right? Assessed, then received, that is realized, and credited to the government accounts by the designated authorities. So government accounts are nothing but consolidated funds and all that. The government accounts and income tax department, GST department are all the responsible officials who are going to receive it. And then they are required to credit it to the appropriate accounts. So you have to assess it, you have to realize it, and you have to account for it correctly. Then, whether adequate regulation and procedures have been framed by the concerned department, agency to secure an effective check on the assessment and collection. Now tell me, any day you want, you can deposit the tax? Anytime you want to fill any form, can you fill up? No. Basically, for everything, there are rules and regulations made. When you have to file the return, where taxes have to be paid, when they have to be deposited, what is the last date for depositing, what is the penalty, everything has been there. So everything will happen as per the rules and regulations. So we have to see that all the revenues have been accounted for, collected, realized, everything as per the accounts, which are as per the rules and regulations. Whether regulation and procedure have actually been carried out. So first of all, see whether regulations are made. Second, regulations have been followed or not. Then, whether adequate checks are imposed to ensure prompt detection and investigation of irregularities. Adequate checks are nothing but internal controls. So if we see whether if there are proper internal controls in place to help what internal controls will do: prevent, detect, and correct. For the prompt detection and investigation of what all mistakes could happen. Irregularity could be there. Double refund could be there. One person getting the amount twice. Double refund is a mistake. Forgery could be there. Forged documents should be found out. Forged refund vouchers or other loss of revenue through fraud or willful omission or negligence to levy or collect the tax. Levy or collect the tax means either by fraud you have not levied only the tax, or by fraud you have not collected the tax. So either there has been a problem in levying itself, or levy has happened correctly but collection has not happened correctly. So there could be fraud, willful omission. So under table transaction, some bribe and everything is there. So because of that, sometimes levy only doesn't happen, some kind of income escapes the assessment, or sometimes income is getting charged but the collection is not happening. So if all of these things are there, see whether there are proper checks maintained or not to ensure these kind of things don't happen. So segregation of duty, complete control should not be under one official only. All of these things are considered to be adequate checks. Okay, then review of systems and procedure to see the internal procedure adequately secure correct and regular accounting of demand collection and refunds, and to suggest improvement. So see whether your system is able to generate. Like you should be knowing that income tax department is completely 100%. Okay, it is centralized, it is completely electronic. So obviously here you have to look into the system, because the entire control system is in the system only. So you have to see that the system is able to account for all the refunds, account for all the receipts, everything appropriately, correctly, regular, on time, all of these. So system checking also we have to do for the proper processing of transactions. Now points to remember here, these are points you've already studied. Extent and quantum of audit. I told you complete decision of how much audit to be done, which area to be checked, which did not be checked, where less checking can happen, where detailed checking can happen. All of these things, ultimate decision will come from the Comptroller Auditor General of India. So the extent, the quantum of checking, 100% will depend on CAG. The extent and quantum of audit required to be done under each category of audit are determined by whom? C and AG. These are neither negotiable nor questioned. Nobody can negotiate with him. Nobody can question him. He has a sole discretion of deciding how the audit will go on. Second, institutional mechanism provides for primary check by the auditor, test check by the supervisor, and control and direction by the group leader. Now, what is the meaning of institutional checking? Basically, how checking happens? Audit will be done by the auditors at the base level. It then goes for supervisor. Supervisor will not check everything. Will check only test check basis, some parts of it. And everything will be controlled by whom? The leader. So you, in audit, we understand, right? First, you have the engagement partners, like you have the article assistants doing the audit. Then they will be reviewed by their supervisors, that is the senior articles. Finally, the engagement partner, what he'll be doing, he'll be supervising whether all of these people are doing their work correctly or not. So on the institutional audit, Audit will be done by the auditors. A part of it will be checked by the supervisor. And then control will be done by whom? Top level. Okay, that is the group leader. Planning, execution, and reporting of work is directed and monitored at the middle and top level of the audit hierarchy. So obviously planning, executing, and reporting of the work is directed at middle and top level. Because at the base level, everybody is actually performing the audit, but reporting, planning, everything will be done by top and the top level and the middle level. Top level is CAG only. These are built-in arrangements within the CAG to ensure that work assigned to each employee is carried out as prescribed. Your employee is nothing but the audit team. So CAG will make an audit team for every organization. So he's the top level. Then you'll have the people who are under the planning and all that. And ultimately, people are doing the audit at the base level. The audit is conducted both centrally, where accounts and original vouchers are kept, as well as locally, where the drawing and disbursing functions are performed, depending upon the organizational and institutional arrangements obtaining. Meaning is some organizations are operating central level and then have multiple offices elsewhere. Like post departments are operating in every area. So the central level also will be checked, and the state-wise, department-wise, all the other local areas also will be checked. Actual programming, actual main centers will be having all the policies designed, but all the disbursements and actual functions, operationals will be happening where? At the different departments. So basically, audit will be done at all the levels, even at central level, even at these state levels also. Correct? So that is about some important points to be remembered. Not very relevant. One good reading would be enough. So audit of receipts are simple points. First, you check for the revenue to be collected is properly assessed, realized, and credited. Whether rules have been made for the purpose of collection. Then whether rules have actually been followed. For all the irregularities, whether adequate checks are there, double refund should not happen, loss of revenue should not happen, fraud should not happen, willful omission should not happen, levy of tax should not undergo a failure, collection of tax should not go under a failure. All of these things have to be checked. Then all the controls are in the system. So check the system properly to ensure if accounting has been done properly and accurately in the given time period also or not, for both collection as well as refunds. Okay, and everything will be checked by the CAG, no negotiable nor questionable. Then primary or check will be done by the auditors, test check by the supervisors, and control will be by the executive. That is top level. 3 levels are there here: top, middle, and bottom level. Bottom level are actually audits conducted. Planning, execution, and monitoring will happen by the top and the middle level only. Correct? Central and whereas the different departments, everywhere audit can be conducted. All the vouchers available everywhere will be under the purview of C&AG. Okay, then. Audit of stores and inventory. Stores and inventory simply means like when you look at a manufacturing business, or when you look at postal departments, or when you look at income tax departments, all the stationery, all the papers, all the computers, okay, all these properties are nothing but stores and inventories. So don't you think here defalcation possibility is more? Theft could be possible. Okay, no proper recording of whatever has been purchased. When disbursement is happening, maybe it's not properly recorded. Some things would be taken home by the officials, so there could be pilferage. So because of that, internal controls have to be checked properly. See whether the number of units are matching with the accounting records. Okay, physical counting has to be done to ensure if there is no pilferage or there is no robbery or something like that. Accounting has to be done correctly. Disbursement should be done by one person. Accounting should be done by another person. So all these are common pointers that you have to keep in mind for audit of stores and stock. Meaning of stores. Stores include all type of purchases made by the department such as plant, machinery, office equipment, etc. So everything is considered to be stores. Computers, laptops, everything are stores. Audit procedure to ascertain whether regulation governing purchase, receipt and issue, custody, sale and inventory taking of stores are well devised and properly carried. So who is going to purchase it? Who is going to receive it? Okay, who is going to issue it? Under whose custody it is going to be? Who is going to maintain the accounts? For that, there has to be a proper mechanism already designed. So we have to check that. To bring to the notice of the government any deficiency. So we have as an auditor duty that whenever there is deficiency in the internal control, we have to inform it. So here also you have to inform the deficiencies of the defects in the control system. To verify that purchases are properly sanctioned, made economical and in accordance with the rules. So it is performance audit. So look into it, whether it is properly sanctioned, whether it is economical, whether it has been properly as per the rules and regulation. To ensure that prices paid are reasonable are in agreement with those shown in the contract of supply, and that the certificate of quality and quantity are furnished by inspecting and receiving unit. So you have to see that from where we are allowed, from there only we can purchase. Usually in government department, tenders are invited. And from the tenders only we look into for quality and the price. So we have to get the quality and inspection certificate. More importantly, we also have to take from the plan who's giving economical pricing. Okay, so it should not be from your related parties and all that. If everything policies will be made, tenders have to be invited. Then you have to look into economical pricing. Then look at the quality, look at the quantity. And all of these have to be taken care of, and then the purchase has to be made. So there has to be proper control over the purchases of the stores. It cannot be any haphazardly done. To check accounts of once purchase is done, then you have to receive it, then issue will happen, safe custody, everything. For that, there has to be proper checks to be maintained. To check accounts of receipts, issues, balances regarding accuracy, correctness, and reasonableness of balances. These words are very easy to remember. Remember LIFO, FIFO methods you do. In LIFO, FIFO, first is going to be receipt, then will be issue, then will be balance. Correct? So look at that. Receipt, issue, and balance. Regarding accuracy, correctness, and reasonableness of balances inventory with particular reference to specified norms of level of consumption of inventory holding. So based on the balances available, you'll decide whether to order again or not. So balancing has to be, the balance will help you decide the further actions. Okay. So very simple options here. First, check the controls, whether deficiencies are there, inform it. Purchase have to be properly sanctioned. Economical, there should be quality quantity inspections have to be done. And for all the receipts, issues, balances, proper records have to be maintained, and this will help for the further decisions to be taken as to reorder and everything. So based on that, you do the audit procedure here. Now, next part is very important for your exam, audit of commercial accounts. Now, there are three types of different commercial and trading accounts here. Types of entities engaged in commercial activities. So you can see there departmental enterprises. Departments are nothing but post department, railway department. So are they doing commercial businesses? Are they making profits? Yes. So you book a ticket through IRCTC. That is nothing but the railway department. So in India, you know the entire railway department is under the government. You don't have private railways working. Correct? So these are commercial. Commercial means are they making profits? Yes. Okay, so postal departments. Are you purchasing the stamps? Are you using their services for speed post and all that? Yes. So are they commercial in nature? Yes. The first is government department. Second, statutory corporation like LIC. Okay, like public financial institutions, banks. Okay, so are the corporations coming under government? Yes. Are they doing financial activities, commercial activities? Yes. Third is government companies. So wherever you're generating money, wherever you're making profit, okay, they are called as commercial entities. So we have three types of commercial entities. One is the government department. Second, for example, we have these government corporations like the Airport Authority of India. Okay. Okay, they're all the departments coming under government. So are they making money? They are doing it. Okay. Statutory corporations are there. And then you have government companies. So you have ONGC, Navratna, Miniratna, not Bharat, Navratna, Miniratna, and Maharatnas. Yeah, Maharatna. Okay. These three are the different categorization of the government entities which have been given, wherein you'll have categorization of all the big, small organizations, government companies. So they are also doing businesses. So they come under a part of government. Okay, commercial. So you'll have the first one. Departmental enterprises engaged in commercial and trading operations, which are subject to some laws, financial and other regulations, such as government departments and agencies. Statutory bodies and corporations created by specific statute, mostly financed by the government in the forms of loan grants. So LIC is the classic example for this. And then government companies, you know, they're set up by the government, the Companies Act 2013. Okay, so department enterprises are nothing but commercial and trading operations. Okay, so you'll have the first one, that is auditing. So you'll have government departments. Departments already give the explanation to you. Statutory bodies are PFIs. Then you have, they are all coming by the separate acts. Okay. Departments also, you can see income tax department, income tax acts and regulations are governing them. Similarly, government companies, all the companies set up in our country are coming from the Companies Act 2013. So they are all into commercial activities. They're all into trading activities. Auditing aspects. Department enterprises, audit of department entities is done in the same manner as that of any government department, whether commercial accounts are kept or not, where commercial accounts are kept. So post office, income tax department, all they are coming under the audit here. Statutory corporations, public financial institutions, LICs and all, they are also coming under the same purview. Audit of statutory corporation depends upon the nature of the statute governing the corporation. So every corporation will have a statute governing, law governing. So in that law, how audit has been told, it will be conducted accordingly. Government companies we already discussed. You have Companies Act 2013 already framing multiple provisions for the purpose of conducting government audit. In respect of government companies, audit is conducted by the auditors appointed by whom? CAG, as per the provisions of Companies Act 2013. So we have studied about the appointment of the government auditor. We have studied about the removal of it, everything. And all these provisions are studied specifically only in the Companies Act 2013. Okay. CAG has adopted mechanism audit board. So there's an audit board conducted out of which the auditors will be appointed. So very normal understanding for us is that CAG is an individual person. He cannot go and do the audit. So basically audit will be conducted, but by appointing auditors coming from CAG. Okay. 143, 5, 6, and 7 we have already covered as a part of company audit. Okay. In company law we have done it. A reporting procedure you can see here. Effective of an audit depends upon reporting results to the proper authority so that proper action can be taken. I told you here only opinion will not be given. Also corrective actions will be given by CAG. So the evaluation, conclusion and the recommendation, everything will be given. So how good the audit is conducted will depend upon the recommendations given by CAG. Okay. So that the deficiency should not be reoccurred. Then we already studied Article 149, Article 150 and Article 151. In Article 151, I told you that all the reports prepared will be submitted. Of the union, it goes to the president, which will go to the parliament. Of the state will go to the state governor and then will go to the state legislative assembly. Exactly same have been given here. Reports should not only be presented to the legislature, but thereafter be publicized adequately in order to create a proper climate of public opinion for taking remedial actions wherever necessary on the finding of Auditor General. So all these reports will be kept on public portal also, so that public also will be aware of what all things are happening. In India, reporting is factual and the conclusion are left to be drawn by the reader. This is presuming to ensure total objectivity. So whatever CAG has found out, everything will be informed to the users. Ultimately, it is the reader who will decide whether he has to think positive or negative about it. Objective decision is left to whom? The user. It is factual reporting, what has actually happened. So who will take now the decision, how to read it and understand it? It is going to be the reader. All right. So this was all regarding government audit, a very simple discussion it is. So we began our understanding with what is government audit. We understood the objective of government audit. We understood about CAG's performance or the CAG's criteria, basic elements of CAG. I introduced you to Article 149, 150 and 151. I told you government companies, government corporations, government controlled entities, substantially financed entities, all will come under CAG. After that, we have duties. Under duties, I told you don't study them by heart. Every part of it is a separate one. So compiling of the audit accounts will be the duty of CAG. Submission of the accounts also will be the duty of CAG. Giving all the information required to central and state government will also be the duty of CAG. They will do the audit from the consolidated funds expenditure, contingency funds, all the transaction, manufacturing account, trading account, P&L, everything audit has to be done. All the entities substantially financed, that is 25 lakhs and 75% of the expenditure incurred by them. If they come from the government in the form of grants and loans, they are considered to be substantially financed and their audit also will come under CAG. Then you do all the receipts audit. Then you do all the grants and loans audit. Then you'll also be doing the audit of government companies. Correct? Then the powers of CAG is, it's going to be inquiry, inspection and transmission. Correct? After that, we did expenditure audit. Under expenditure audit, we have audit of audit against rules and orders, audit against provision of funds, audit of sanctions, proprietary audit and performance, where I would say that the first one, regulatory audit, and the fourth and fifth, proprietary audit and performance audit, is very much relevant for the exam. The remaining part, that is audit of receipts and then audit of stores and inventory, one good reading at your end would be sufficient. And government departments are under commercial transactions also, where we have government corporations, where we have government departments, and we have government companies. So this discussion we have done as a part of Companies Act also in detail. So that's the same thing which has been covered here. Depending upon how good the audit is conducted will depend upon the recommendation of CAG, so that such kind of mistake should not be reoccurred. And as per 151 article, we know it very well. The submission should happen to the respective authorities, which will go to the parliament or the state legislative assemblies. And here everything is kept on the public portal and it is left to the users to decide as it is factual in nature. All right. So that is all the concept regarding government audit.